I'm CEO of CorInnova, and we're developing a new type of cardiac assist device. As you can see, it's a thin film polyurethane cup that goes around the heart. We inflate air in it to gently squeeze the heart to increase output, and it's much different than other devices. It has many different advantages. In summary, though, we have this new paradigm of cardiac assist technology for heart failure patients. We address very large, $5 billion plus addressable markets. We've demonstrated safety and efficacy in 23 large animal studies, including 14-day studies in a chronic model of heart failure. And our first target market is short-term, 5 days use for acute heart failure patients for bridge to recovery or to bridge them to another device. It's been validated nationally and internationally by heart failure thought leaders, device experts. We've had multiple peer-reviewed publications and numerous awards. We're raising $30 million to complete our first human efficacy trials within 36 months, with an aim then to either exit for a potential high return with comparables up to $600 million, or opt for an additional round to take us to FDA approval, which could provide $1 billion plus exit. Our path to first in human now is very clear and technologically straightforward. We're simply manufacturing our device to fit human hearts. We've already begun. And we're manufacturing a miniaturized pneumatic driver of established design with a very experienced and excellent vendor. CEO of Texas Heart Institute with deep prior experience in cardiac assist has chosen personally to lead our clinical trial design. So we're very excited about where we are. I want to give you more detail. You all know heart failure is a very large and growing problem. We are addressing acute heart failure, a short-term episode in which your heart fails to produce enough blood to support your body. And again, we're aiming to provide 5 days bridge to recovery or bridge to another device. There's about 1 million people a year hospitalized with acute heart failure syndrome. We estimate about 250,000 of those need short-term circulatory support. There are existing devices out there, but they're limited by the fact that they do contact the blood, which relates to adverse events. And in addition, 50% of patients or more cannot use existing devices, and those are the patients who we're targeting. As I said, our breakthrough in cardiac assist technology is very gentle direct cardiac compression. We have no blood contacting surfaces with the device. We help both ventricles, so we have biventricular assist. The device can be rapidly implanted, and short-term assist is simply the first of many potential applications. This animation shows how the device can be folded down into a 1-inch delivery tube. We then make a small incision, a mini left thoracotomy between 2 left side ribs, about 1.5 inches. We then make an incision in the bottom of the pericardial sac, and it goes smoothly inside the pericardial sac. We have inner chambers that we fill with saline in order to conform it to the heart shape. And then we have outer chambers that we pump air into in order to gently squeeze the heart. Just like a surgeon will do an open heart surgery with the patient in cardiac distress, our device will massage the heart and help recover that patient. Our external pneumatic drive system promises very small, compact, and very lightweight. And it could be not only used for in-hospital use for our first indication, but also potentially for longer-term indications later. Again, the device has been rapidly implanted. You can see here a fluoroscopic image of the device being implanted around a sheep heart, typically less than 20 seconds to deploy. It's a 100% success rate of deployment with 55 deployments by 6 different surgeons with minimal training, no deployment accessory tools, very quick to activate within 10 minutes. And a cardiologist can insert this device after surgical access just like an Impella 5.5. And we believe the ease of use of this device will lead to very low barriers for adoption. This shows the mechanism of action. On the left, the device is off in a model of heart failure in a sheep. And on the right, you can see the device is turned on. And it's just this very gentle direct cardiac compression that can increase cardiac output by over 50%, as shown in our animal studies. Now, not only have we tested this in short-term studies, we've actually done it for up to 14 days and shown evidence of heart recovery over that 14-day period. We had animals that had microsphere embolism occlusion, which led to heart failure, reduced ejection fraction down to 20%. With the device in place, they all improved with a 50% increase in ejection fraction percentage. And even those after we turned off the device at the end of 14 days, they still showed residual improvement indicating heart recovery. The animals that had sham surgery with no device, 2 out of the 3 died, so we showed survival benefit as well. Importantly, we also showed very safe operation over 14 days, and we can even turn the device on and off, which you can't do with any other cardiac assist device today. So you can have a patient do rehab, get up and get out of their hospital bed. In addition, we observed no adverse events among the animals, and we see it's very safe and has been safe in all our animal trials. Anyway, the short-term assist market is very large. Abiomed and Pella, about half of their sales address cardiogenic shock, cardiomyopathy, and that's about a $5 billion market. But they can't address half of the patients that we're going to target, people that are ineligible because of calcified arteries, smaller arteries like women, or people who can't take anticoagulants. We'll go over that in a minute. So we have a big $5 million market initially just ourselves, and later we could always address that other market. We currently have a very rapid path to first in human and high value exit. In 24-25, we'll be designing and manufacturing for human sizes and completing our driver for first in human use, finishing a first in human up to 10 patients, which major value inflection point with comparables at $250 to $600 million. The revenue model is very favorable in this space, with the driver being sold at $60,000 plus. The disposable at $35,000 equal to the Abiomed device will provide us an 85% gross margin. And again, it's a direct sales force to a select group of cardiac hospitals in the US, and we plan to exit to a partner who can use their existing sales force. We have very strong patent protection. We really own the space with 18 patents issued in the US and allowed 2 pending and 18 international patents as well. So we have very strong intellectual property position. And we are differentiated from the competition. You can see here the existing temporary mechanical support devices are all inserted to the femoral artery, which causes bleeding at the access sites. There's also blood contact, which leads to significant adverse events of up to 15% rate of stroke, even within 5 days, hemolysis, kidney dysfunction, et cetera. But very importantly, half of all patients can't use these devices because they have calcified arteries. So you can't get implanted. They can't use anticoagulants. They may have aortic insufficiency or stenosis, a contraindication, or they need biventricular support, and they're not getting that today. And very importantly, women with smaller arteries can't use a lot of these devices, and only 1 in 5 cardiac assist devices is implanted in women. So we basically have shown through animal studies that we can size our device down to fit smaller women, so we can address that very important market, which is underserved today. We have a fantastic team. Boris Lashinsky, our VP Product Development, former VP of Technology Datascope, invented the Thortec PHP, which sold for over $300 million in the sale of Thortec. Also Bill Abraham, one of the top 5 people in the world in heart failure, has been involved with us from the beginning. Susan Alpert, former Chief Regulatory Officer of Medtronic, is on our board and an investor in the company. People like Dan Burkhoff, George Letsu, Texas Heart Institute, top people in the field. And we're very happy to say that the CEO of Texas Heart Institute is now engaged fully and is on our scientific advisory board to lead the design of the first in human trial. Our capital, so to date, we've been funded $20 million, and we're at an easy inflection point to go forward. So we're raising $30 million to complete that first human efficacy trial and leaving plenty of, extra money for the unknown unknowns. And so we've already begun the work on the first in human device. We're already working on a pneumatic driver, and we plan to exit after that. And the exits are very big in this space, up to $575 million, $450 million in cash. For cardiac devices, a large market. Abiomed, as you know, sold for 16 times sales to J&J because of the huge long-term market for short-term assist devices. And we've received multiple points of validation as our technology has matured, recently covered by a major investment bank in a private company report. I could talk to you about that later. And overall, clinicians are enthusiastic about this. They're saying this is a real potential game changer in the field of heart failure, and we can revolutionize the market like the pacemaker. So we've got a breakthrough, exciting technology, high reimbursement with early exit potential. So I encourage you to come talk to me after this, contact me however you'd like. But we're very excited about this. We'd love to have you as part of the team. Thank you.